Hello, hello, hello. It's Wednesday night. It's hump day. Oh my goodness. I see some familiar faces. Hello, James. Hello, George. Durand. Hello, Doug. Hi. And let's just get started. What is going on? You are watching and, of course, listening to Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition, where we're here every Wednesday night on the Crowdcast platform. I am your host, Stevie V. This is episode 683. Alongside my partner in crime, worth mentioning his brand new single, I Don't Want to Fight, wherever you get your music, Spotify, Apple Music, download it now. Cody Maurice, Doggett, how the hell you doing?
Hello, darling. That was a beautiful introduction, darling. I want that at all of my events from now on.
Hey, it is current, it's hot, it's summer, it's now, everyone agrees it's such a great bop.
Thank
We are going to continue to promote it.
I'm
Of course
glad.
we
I need all the
are.
promotion I can get, girl. Thank you.
Absolutely. I Don't Want to Fight by Cody Maurice, as he goes by. Kind of a stage name, kind of not. You just leave out
Kind
the
of.
Doggett, right?
Exactly. Yes. It's too long, too many letters in Doug. No, I'm just joking.
But I love, and by the way, sometimes AI wants to change your name when I'm doing our promos to CODY. That's
Oh, yeah.
You're KODI.
Yep.
And I
KODI.
actually prefer that. I think
Thank
that's, yeah,
you.
than
Yeah.
either. Yeah. So
Some
good on your
some
mom if that was her doing. But
did it
welcome,
before the
everybody.
Kardashians for sure. Did
Okay.
it before.
Welcome, everybody. We are live tonight as we are live for the next hour, and we have so much to get into, including on Tuesday's episode 682. We announced our summer reads. The three of us, Lincoln, myself, and Cody, gave our summer reads, and just I'll post this on our so you can if you want to get these links to the summer reads, because we really want to do a discussion on our tags Patreon community. You can grab a free tier, and when you do, you can discuss with us some of these. I'm just going to go over what we picked. My pick was number one by Larry Kramer, Faggots. Can you see it in there, Cody? Because
Yes, you
I'm not
can.
looking at the screen. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Faggots is an iconic book about written in 1978 that really documents pre-AIDS and a little bit of commentary on our sexuality at that time. And maybe he had a precursor to what was to come. It was a little bit of controversy during the time, but it's ultimately become a monumental book. And thank you to one of our listeners who pointed out, it was Bryce that pointed out that just a quick note that Larry Kramer's book Faggots is definitely monumental, but it does include the N word and some other pretty intense language. And thank you for writing into us on that note. And as I told him, it reminds me of one of my favorite networks that I watch all the time, TCM, Turner. Yeah, the classic movie TCM. Yeah,
Yep.
they show all kinds of classic movies all the time, and they often say, "We'll tell people." With certain films, because as we all know, even with things like Sex in the City, they use tranny in back in the day. Well,
Yeah.
you can imagine all the things that have occurred in film back in the day that were isn't acceptable to say today. I've watched films and been aghast by what I've heard. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. So I do appreciate that, and for those of you, you should just know that it's unapologetic. But this is my. I just can't wait to dive into it. We can have a discussion on our Tags Patreon community about this book. My other book that I am recommending right now is by a Pulitzer Prize winner, Jose Antonio Vargas, and it's so timely right now. Called Dear America: Notes of an Undocumented Citizen. And I just couldn't think of a better book to. He recounts the fear that what it's like to live as an undocumented citizen, but to still participate in society and always be looking over your shoulder and on and on and on. And I just think this is so timely. He's a Pulitzer Prize winner, so you know it's going to be good. And so these were my two picks that I'm really excited about. You have a couple of books. Go
Yes.
ahead.
So my first recommendation was Bob the Drag Queen's Harriet Tubman Live in Concert, which I have to start reading myself. And I hear
What
so
is
many
that
great
really
things.
about? Is
You
that
know what? Oh,
reimagined?
it's basically reimagines her doing like a stand up type deal and going through all the things. But I'm not really sure. I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to be reading it very soon. But I'm glad we're talking about the book club right now because recently I've been giving a lot of thought to like adding on to something due to the conversation that you and I had with Lincoln when we recorded on Monday, the episode that came out on Tuesday. I mean, I've heard and we've had discourse around race and how people that benefit from white supremacy, how they process that privilege. And again, I said we had a discussion with Lincoln about it a little bit, but I think a lot of people could benefit from reading the book called, and this is going to sound like a read, but it's not a read. But it's called White Fragility, and it's written by Dr. Robin DiAngelo. And it just helps illuminate how racism is a system and how it's not restricted to bad people and how to unpack all that for people who benefit from white supremacy. So that's my additional book that I'm adding to it. So if you are having those feelings, just, give the book a read. It can help process a lot for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I think the discussion we were having that maybe didn't go into incredible detail, but we were just talking. Lincoln is probably our white count co-host,
He
our
is, yeah.
pure white co-host
Oh my
on.
gosh.
But we have a lot of co-hosts lately, and they're very multicultural. And
Yeah.
even Lincoln is multicultural. And I reminded him, you might be the white co-host of Tags, but you are gay and you've lived a life during the AIDS epidemic and everything else, and you have your story to tell. And by no means do we ever want to. I know that conversation that you're trying to have, that we're not trying to. Sometimes it might seem like we are down on white people, and I've been accused of that myself, and we don't
I'm
want
afraid of being
that.
accused of that.
Yeah, well, and you're attracted to a lot of white people, and so life is really, and we this is what we explore on this show a lot. And so I think, thank you for that new book that you are recommending, and I think it's a good one. It's also worth recommending, which I love, Lincoln's book. He had four.
Yeah.
Most of him are on Audible, but I love the first one that I really want to take. I think it's 4 hours to listen to. My Name is Barbara by Barbara Streisand.
I might skip that one, girl. But I love Barbara, but 4 hours.
Our dear friend, our family friend, Kevin, he's been on the show before, is a huge Barbara Streisand fan. I did the Barbara Streisand school years ago as a kid and learned all about her and her films. This is in her own words. My Name is Barbara. He also talks about a book that we should check out, the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. The Let Them Theory. Let people be them. Let them make a fool out of themselves is kind of the theory. But don't react like many of us do. I'm going to post these on Tags Podcast, but more importantly, I'll post them on our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Tags Podcast. And then he's got some juicier ones into, like, what are you into? A novel by North Morgan that looks really good. And even more sexy is Prostate Pounder, Four Explosive Tales of Gay Romance by Nathan Bay. And that one I am definitely putting on my summer read. I've got a lot to read
You
this
got a lot
summer.
going on, girl. We need to go to the beach every day now.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. And I think what's really cool is we can have these discussions about these books. They'll all be posted on our Patreon community. But if you pick one and you start having thoughts about that book, start the conversation. We'll continue to have them on that platform, and we don't have a lot of time on this show or our other show, but we can certainly do it there. And I think it's worth getting some literature on the show.
You know
So
it.
yeah, and if you have some books you want us to read, absolutely let us know. I just want to remind you, also head over to our Patreon community, tags, patreon.com/tags podcast, because we have a brand new bonus episode over there that you can get. You can just get that individual episode, or you can subscribe to a particular tier. And when you do, you're supporting the show you've come to know and love. And we really thank you for that. Okay. Well, so much to get into on this show. We are celebrating so many days. We're calling this section July. And what's significant about it? Well, let's start off with number one. We've got 3 things to tell you about in July, including our Cancer Month. But it is today, as we record this, July 16th, International Drag Day. And I love that. I didn't know there was an International Drag Day, but one article that I took from Australia says, let's shout out the drag queens that may not make it onto Drag Race. And one of the ones in this article was Uranus, this drag person that is really popular.
Who's
And I know, right? And I thought that
My
was really cool. There was a lot that they mentioned. I'll post this on tagspodcast.com, but I had one that I wanted to shout out to that goes by the name of Holly Day. Get it? Holly Day. She spells it Holly, Holly, Day, Dae. And she has been putting on for the last, I believe it's 10 years plus, at Industry Bar here in New York City, one of the most iconic Thursday night drag performances where there's a theme. They put on choreography. It's brilliant. And tomorrow night is Holiday's last night hosting this iconic Thursday night event for the last several years that Diego told me about, that I jumped on the bandwagon. She's moving to Key West. She says she will come on our show once she gets settled into Key West. I'm so excited. I reached out to her, but Holly Day gets you can follow her at Holly _ Day, DAE _ NYC. And I just love her. I can't wait to see her final performance at Industry tomorrow night. If you're in New York and you hear this, go see the final performance. She'll come back periodically, but she's moving on to Key West, honey, and I just love it. But who are you shouting out on International Drag Day that isn't necessarily a Drag Race contestant winner and so on?
Well, I'm glad you brought up Holiday because I used to work with Holiday back in the day, girl. We used to
Love
be
it.
waitresses together. But yeah, and I think it's her and Brenda Darling doing the show tomorrow. So I can't wait for this. I love both of them. But my shout out is going to Keisha Carr, who is also a New York City staple. She's a bearded queen. She's does her performances in, she hosts, she does comedy, she does all the things. She has some viral videos out there of her doing monologues of people like Monique and Nene Leakes, and it's always a Kiki. She's hilarious. She's very politically activated, and she's just the best. She's hilarious. So I can't wait for them to hear this so that they can see our faces and know how much we love them.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people often forget that we only assume drag is Drag Race. And while we love that, we're about to talk about it in an upcoming story because the Emmys just came out. But
Girl.
support your local drag queens wherever you live. There are some amazing talent out there. They don't all want to do the show, which we love the ones that do the show, but support your local drag. You know, it's really important. Diego and I try and do it here in New York City. And I think it's just really important, especially in the times that we're in. And I love that. So
Definitely.
staying on what July is about, just a couple days ago on July 14th was National Nude Day. and it said National Nude Day, but apparently it was international. I can put this in those of you that are privy to watching us live right now to look at cock. I love this website that we often get a story or two from. They're called Cocktails and Cock Talk. Shout out to them because they often provide some of the content that we talk about on this show. I put it in the link for those of you live. I'll put it on our Tags Patreon community as well as tagspodcast.com, reference episode 683. Some of the ones that went out for Nude Day, Naked Day are really hot, National Nude Day, but you and I are planning on going to the nude beach in New Jersey. It's the one nude
Oh,
beach
yeah.
that's closest to us. And we've talked about it before, but what's your favorite thing about being naked, nude, not sexy, because you post a lot of really provocative,
Yeah.
sexy, but just being buck naked? What's your favorite thing? And what have you learned by going to like the naked beach?
Well, I love being nude. I sleep nude. I try and walk around this apartment with two roommates nude as much as possible. Don't tell them. It's just so freeing. And it's just you're unencumbered. Your skin is in the elements, and it's just fantastic. Going to the nude beach for the very first time with you, I thought I was going to be very scared and shy. That I feel like that's the very like outer layers of my personality. So I thought that it was gonna. I thought that was gonna come through. So I feel like. But I know that it was a completely different experience for me. It was very liberating. It felt good, like I just said, to be out in the elements, to have just your skin there with you and basking in the sun and have all of this like camaraderie as far as being nude is concerned. It was really freeing, and I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It is really freeing. And until you've done it, I was just having dinner with my neighbors down the hall the other day, and they're a straight couple, but they're so lovely. I love them. And one of them, the female, is Colombian and she's gorgeous, and he's French. And they said they love to be naked half the time too. And that was just, I loved hearing that it's there is something to just being free and naked. And when I do it in this apartment, I love it. We have to always be mindful that there's people across the way. We were talking, my neighbors and I were talking about, because they are like me. Some of our apartments in the building I live in face each other, and we had the same viewpoint that we wouldn't want a neighbor to see us naked by accident. But like, if somebody across the street saw us naked,
I
across
don't
Seventh
care.
Avenue, hey, it's your lucky day.
All right,
But
you get a free show, baby. Okay, that's how I feel. I used to
yeah,
have the windows and the blinds all the way open, just dick swinging, and it was I
yeah,
loved it.
yeah. And on a personal note, going to the naked beach with you and one of our mutual friends in the past, there was a story that I don't think we're going to do as a Reddit, where friends are like hooking up with friends.
Mhm.
And I think we're past all that, at least our core group, where it's like, I can see you, Cody. I've seen you naked,
Yeah.
and it's a blessing, and I love it. But we're not like, we're able to see each other naked on a naked beach, and it is what it is. But we're not,
It's not
I don't
sexual.
know. It's not sexual.
Yeah.
It's just yeah. And I think some people are like weirded out by that, and others like go the other way where they sexualize it.
Hmm.
And I just think we're like, no, we can be naked with our friends, and it is what it is, and we're fine.
Yeah.
And
It can
yeah,
be completely platonic, and we're just having a beautiful naked day.
exactly.
There's beauty
And
in that and power in that too.
absolutely. And lastly, that we know about, July is also Disability Pride Month. And
Hmm.
there was a really interesting article that's worth putting up on tagspodcast.com, of course, our Patreon page, where a lesbian talks about see disabled LGBTQ plus people as individuals who are also sexual beings. says Dr. Jew Gosling when asked what she wants people to take away from Disability Pride Month. So, Disability Pride Month isn't necessarily an LGBTQ thing. She happens to be, but I think it's really important to remember there's not a lot of content out there for the disability community. And I think often we forget that they are sexual beings too. And it's a good reminder that they are from this person. And especially at a time when we're taking away the T, we just reported episode 682 that they're taking away the B, bisexuality, in the Stonewall Monument. When you go to the website, we can't keep subtracting away identities. We have to add on. And that's our job in this time on a show like this to not forget about those things, to call out those atrocities like taking away the T and the B in a national monument like Stonewall, but also to say that Disability Pride Month is here and people that have disabilities are also sexual too. And I feel like it's more of a time in these it's easy in times like Obama to kind of go with the flow when everything seems to be going our way. It's more important for shows like us to call out stuff like this when it's not, and to really shout out to some of these other communities that have a whole thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm so glad that this is something that's going on right now. I saw it in the subway the other day, and I couldn't quite grasp it because I was like rushing. But I follow several otherly disabled people on Instagram, and I feel like them being seen as sexual beings is like a constant battle that they have to fight. And I'm just glad this people are getting aware via this month. So kudos to that.
Thank you, George, watching us live, who shouted out a link for the Go Naked group. And I will put this up, but it's gonakedmagazine.com. And yeah, there's a lot of groups that are really doing that. I love it. Well, the Emmy nods came out, and there was a lot of great shout outs to our community, Cody, which I love. And there was some shade to other people that didn't get nominated, but shout out to Cooper Koch for his nomination for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Limited or Anthology Series for the Menendez Brothers. And that's actually really cool. I think he really deserves it too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, good for him for getting that nod. Also in our community, Coleman Domingo gets it for a show. If you haven't watched it already, The Four Seasons, he is nominated for supporting actor in that. I think that Coleman, I used to know him back in the day in San Francisco. Even when I moved here, for my other site, Coleman is really funny too. And he can definitely do drama. He can definitely do so much, but you're going to see Coleman funny, comedic in this. And it's so funny. The Four Seasons supporting actor nomination, well deserved. And we talked about it a minute ago, but Drag Race, come on now, is getting its kudos. So RuPaul is getting his 10th nomination as host, which is really brilliant. But
it's the most of anyone ever.
Right. And they're on season 17. They are getting a whopping 10 nominations, including design for a variety of reality series, outstanding casting for a reality program, directing for a reality program, picture editing, lighting, makeup, host, as we mentioned, much more. And I mean, I know you're a huge fan. You want to celebrate your birthday watching the one that I'm not even watching, but I'm going to go watch it. We talk about that.
You.
What do you think about these Emmy nods?
I'm so excited. I really hope that they win. This is my favorite show of all time. I watch every iteration. So this makes me really happy. They got beat out by the Traitors last year, and it was okay because Traitors is very queer. coded. So I was okay with it. But this year they need to be back on top. Okay. My girls did great on your nerve, and the whole crew from season 17, they were fucking fantastic. So I need for them to win. They deserved it. It's written in the stars, darling.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, some people were a little bit, White Lotus season 3 was huge.
Yeah.
And Schwarzenegger, the son,
Patrick, yes.
Patrick didn't get a nod. And that maybe ruffled some feathers, but I'm really happy for Cooper Koch. And yeah, so.
Yeah.
Oh
The
my
Last
God.
of Us got a lot of nominations too, like Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. So
And Severance, the show that I took me a minute, but I'm into it now.
yeah.
Got a ton, and
Okay.
I'm happy for that. So that takes a minute to get into, but yeah. So, oh my god. All right, let's talk crime. We have two stories. We're talking crime really quick because George Santos, you all know him, is a convicted felon, former drag queen, congressman, tells fans he's not suicidal ahead of his imprisonment. This is what he wrote on X. I'm headed to prison, folks, and I need you to hear this loud and clear. I'm not suicidal. I'm not depressed. I have no intentions of harming myself, and I will I will not willingly engage in any sexual activity while I'm in there. If anything comes out suggesting otherwise, consider it a lie, full stop. The statistics around what happens to gay men in BOP, what does that mean?
I have no idea. I thought you
Custody are horrifying. And that's, oh, maybe Brooklyn. Yeah, and that's
correctional
exactly
facility? I don't know.
something why I'm putting this out there. Do we care at all what he is saying? I mean, do you get to put out a claim like this? Did he put that out there? Did Austin? I mean, you should have thought of this before, is what I have to say.
Nobody's gonna care that he's there. He's not. He's got no secrets on anybody. And if anything, somebody wanted to do something to him, they could have had it done to him a long time ago. I, I, I don't. Nobody cares about you, sir. I'm so sorry, Lady Katara, but it's not. You are not the moment. Your moment is gone.
And
I
you're
forgot
and
about you.
his they say 15 minutes, his 10 minutes. He expanded it out as long as he could.
Yeah.
And I feel like to put that claim out there, it's always, and it's so, he is gay, but he put that out there for the right that they're always trying to blame somebody else. He's guilty. He's admitted he's guilty. He's going to jail. He says he's going to serve his time, but he's still trying to shout out some sort of injustice that we should care about. That if this happens to me, blah, blah. And it's like,
Girl,
girl,
get
do
real,
your
girl.
time. Yeah, sorry. You should have thought of that before.
How
Uh,
about turn your life around? How about that? How about JLB for reform instead of whatever he's got going
yeah.
on in there? Child.
Right. I know. It's, yeah. Sorry, I'm just telling Diego what I want for dinner, and we are moving on. Staying on
Aw.
crime. A man, this was crazy to me because a man was busted for a sex toy heist, and of all places at Walmart. This guy, Florida, of all places, not of all places,
Our
Jeffrey
friend Holly Day is going to be
LaForge.
there.
She is, and we'll forgive her for that. But Jeffrey LaForge was arrested last Friday on a pair of theft counts. He's being held on a $10,000 bond, and the $280 worth of stolen goods, which included a $31 tush toy and a $14.98 oral stroker, are listed in the police report. First of all, did you even know that Walmart carried these toys? And he took them out of the packaging. So some people said, "Oh, is he going to resell them?" No,
Mhm.
he took them out of the packaging. And I mean, this is so Florida. This is so. lowest of the low. I mean, I don't know. What do you have?
Oh
What
my
do you got to
goodness.
say?
Well, rent is too damn high. Sex toys is too damn high. I guess, times are hard out there for people. People have to go and get these sex toys from Walmart and not pay for them. And people have needs, Steve. I totally empathize with him. I don't. I think this is ridiculous. I think that he's ridiculous. And you know what? If you can't afford your sex toys, and just leave them in the store. Don't do this. Don't
How
borrow
about
them from your
just jacking
friends.
off? And can you afford Wi-Fi? Because you can just, get your porn and yeah.
I don't know what the solution is here, but I know that he's probably going to jail for a long time. And oh my gosh, I have
You
some.
know what's
This is a
really
joke.
funny?
He's going to be somebody's sex toy in jail.
You know what's really crazy is I told the story on episode 682, which you can listen to. We were all sharing our stories about a fellow an actor that
Mhm.
got caught back in the day. It's in his new memoir, and he was sharing the story about his mom finding his not suitable for work porn pictures, and she laid them all on the table when he came home, like after school, and confronted him with all these porn pictures on the table. And we were like, oh my God. And then the three of us, Lincoln, you, and myself, shared our stories of back in the day of kind of similar stories. Mine was I didn't get caught, but I was sharing that I went to B. Dalton, a bookstore back in the day, where they had a lot of these adult content, and I would rip some of the pages out from
Mhm.
these adult content
Oh, that's right.
magazines, and I would put them in my pocket, and then I would go home and I would hide them, and then I would pull them out.
You
And
little vandal.
yeah, but I didn't get caught.
Yeah.
And it's not 2025. And I'm not, I mean, to hear, so this was like in the 80s that I did this,
Yeah.
and I got away with it. And I can tell a story on my podcast, on my platform. And B. Dalton, I don't even know if they exist anymore, but come for me if you want
They're not
to.
coming for you right
Try and
now.
prove it. Good luck. I
And
will
he's
deny, deny, deny. But this guy is going to Walmart of all places, stealing these toys and getting caught. It's like if you're going to do it, be a little more clever, as Erica Badu says. And I just say, like, you deserve what you get. I have
well,
no,
I just look at his mother.
I have zero sympathy because, like, you're just not as clever, as Erica says, as I
That's
am.
right.
And I
You and
know
I
that sounds
bust a
bitchy and
rhyme.
attitudey, but sometimes I can be that way. And I'm not going to apologize for that, Cody.
You're a person of a certain age and you're entitled to your opinion, darling, as Wendy Williams would say.
Thank you so much. I love that. Watching us live, what is Doug saying? In our Walmart, they are locked up behind glass. Yeah, it's kind of leave it to Florida, right? Because I can't go to my local CVS
Right? They got everything
to,
locked up.
to get deodorant where it's locked up, much less a sex toy. I, I don't even know.
I'm confused too. I need to know everything about this man. And his mugshot is not. I felt
It's
bad for
not
him after that. I
cute.
saw that. I
Yeah,
was like, oh, poor
yeah,
baby. He probably couldn't.
yeah.
Yeah, he probably needed the sex toys a lot more than some other people. So I have empathy for him.
Yeah, well, maybe he'll have more sex experiences in jail, and I don't know. Yeah. All right, let's move on to entertainment because I couldn't help but, a lot of people are saying there's not a lot of LGBTQ content on streaming platforms right now. However, I will say there is one that's been causing a lot of stir. And Diego, my partner, I came home and I'm like, what are you watching? So we try and watch shared content as much as we can, but inevitably, he will sit through one of my bad reality shows at times, and I thank him for that. And I sit through a lot of home improvement shows for him, but I like it. Hey, that's about, making it work. But I was looking at a show he was watching recently on Netflix called Olympo, like think Olympics,
Mm-hmm.
Olympo. It is so homoerotic. It's if Elite and Squid Games had a baby in a gym locker room, it would be Olympo.
Hey.
Oh my God, they go there. And I sat there watching with him one day and I was like, this is all like sex and like I don't know. It was too much for me because I just rather watch porn, but he enjoyed it. And I love that the gays or people are watching this show. It's produced out of Spain, and I'm not surprised by that, but good for them. I'm glad he liked it. But there is a movie that I think everybody should watch. It's called Things Like This. The filmmaker Max Talisman directed, wrote, and stars in Things Like This. We watched it. I think we rented it for $4.99 on Prime, but you can get it on Apple and so forth. It is shot in New York. It is a really good rom com about a guy that is over somewhat overweight, but they don't focus on that.
Mhm.
And it's a meet cute kind of situation where he meets another guy that his relationship isn't working. They both have best friends, and it's a rom com that works. And
Wow.
I've been waiting for this kind of rom com. I know we had Bros that was on the theater screen that we were forced to go watch, and it was cute. We had Fire Island, which I loved, which really talked about life on Fire Island, but was
Yes.
written and produced by,
Joel Kim Booster.
yeah, and I loved that. I just think this one is just a rom com, and he likens it to the '90s films like Sleepless in Seattle and films like
Oh, I love
that. It
those.
Diego brought it to my attention. We watched it a couple nights ago, and it was just a satisfying rom com. And I encourage everybody because it does deal with, you know, not everybody has to be the body shape and size equally, and they don't even really address that in the film, which is really like brilliant, and it works. It's called Things Like This. Things Like This. Check
Fabulous.
it out. I think you'll like it. What did
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna.
have anything this? Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna try and watch both of them. I actually started Olympo, and it's in Spanish, but they have an English translation too. So I'm gonna start watching that.
Oh, do you
Um,
do that?
yes, yes,
Oh,
I do. Sometimes I
so
don't want to read the subtitles. Yeah,
that's been a thing with Diego and I
yeah,
where he he speaks Spanish, so in this
yeah.
one he just watches it
He
and
just
it's
watches
fine.
it.
But we have been watching some other because I love international shows and
Mhm.
movies and film. I and my sister and I are very adamant that we have to watch it in the language, whether
So
it's Dutch, German, I don't know, Thai. I need to be. I don't want to see like the mouth going weird.
I hear
And
you.
we've had a whole discussion on that. And he's now like, okay, we can watch it in the language it's set in. And because I'm just
Oh,
really adamant on that. Like, I do
okay.
not want to hear some American Becky trying to do some,
We had a whole discussion earlier. um, no, I hear that, and if it's a film, then I will watch it in the original language. If it's a TV show, like this is salacious. It's not. It's it's
well,
art.
Olympo, yeah, you could probably
Yeah.
just put
I'm
that
like,
in.
I'm just gonna cut on the English translation because
It's
I'm probably gonna be doing 8 million things when I'm watching this anyway. So why not?
I
Oh
don't
man.
know. It was every time I walked in, it was like a sex scene. It's like soft porn. And
So English it
yeah.
is for me.
Okay. Which
Oh
brings us to our
man.
next topic on an article that was really, I don't think any of us have ever thought about, but ethical porn. Okay, just go with me on this. Good and ethical porn exists, according to this recent article. Uh, this article did a deep dive with queer adult content creators, studios, and stars. And here's everything they want you to know about finding great consciously source spicy content. What I thought about this was many of us just turn on porn and we don't think about, is this ethical or right? I mean, we just feel like
Yeah.
it's for us to. Let me just read you the first paragraph of this and we'll discuss, but it's worth a longer discussion. The internet has given us an embarrassment of riches when it comes to on demand, easily accessible adult content. Gone are the days of skulking behind the curtain at video rental stores or flipping through mail order catalogs. Now, a whole world of adult videos is quite literally at our fingertips. But despite all of this readily available porn that caters to every niche kink, it can still feel like daunting task to find content that is ethically made by queer people for queer people. Watching porn is healthy, but it can be hard to enjoy when you're worried about what went on behind the scenes so that you can watch it on your laptop. Was anyone taken advantage of? Were performers paid fairly? Did everyone consent to everything that's happening on screen? Was the performer's sexual health taken into consideration? And these are all important questions if you want ethical porn. You want to be an ethical porn consumer. This is a longer article to take in. But one of the things they say, there's a site that I can list on our website that really does look out for performers. Also, one of the suggestions they say is if you like a performer, and we'll list them on Straight Up Gay Porn at the end of the show when we do our Who Took the Best Shot. Many of them have OnlyFans sites and they are producing their own content on their own terms.
Yep.
We all know that. And we can assume that they're doing things their own way. But one of the things that comes into play is, are performers being represented? So are people of color being represented, and trans performers is one another thing, and what do they have to go to through? Do you think this is a conversation as viewers, according to this article, that we should really be paying attention to?
For sure.
Or, yeah, I mean, because,
100%.
or is this something that you chose to do? I'm just being devil's advocate. You chose to do this line of work and it's up there for us to consume. Now we have to worry about, amongst our own relationships, do we have to worry about, like, did you shoot this ethically?
I think there's a balance that needs to be done to it, because I feel like we've heard so many horror stories about the porn industry. I mean, there's a whole movie about King Cobra. I think he was doing porn when he was underage. So that is completely unethical. I think that as far as people having their own choices and be able to make their own decisions about this, that's not always the case. And that's what I think this ethical porn is trying to get more aligned with, and making sure that everybody is consensual. All the performers are of age, which is super important, and that things are done above board, and it can still be hot. Like you said, on OnlyFans is booming, and they have so many guidelines that they have to follow. So many performers are creating their own art and doing things the way that they want to do, and it's still sexy and it's still good. So that's proof that it can be done. So I don't see why across the board these porn studios aren't falling in line.
I think you're right in many ways, and I was being devil's advocate there.
Yeah.
But all we have to look at is Austin Wolf, who's behind bars right now in Brooklyn. Who many of us looked up to him as the guru, godfather of the times, producing, and a lot of his content was with younger boys. And look where that went. And there's a
Mhm.
lot of content that's very fetish orientated, where daddy or doctor office. And we want to know that some of these are, you know, are we jocking off to the right thing or not? And I mean, it's a worthy conversation to have and to look into, and to know what it is we're consuming, and is this ethically produced. and I think we are in a brilliant time right now where many of these performers have their own, they're taking matters into their own hands. While they will do a studio moment, they can produce their own content and they're doing it on their own terms. And I think
Yes,
that's really, in many ways, it's really a good time to be an adult content for creator because you can do things with your you can take the studio moment and turn it into your own fan world and create what you want to produce. And so,
exactly.
yeah, so it's a definite worthy conversation to have and to look into. And yeah, absolutely. So I applaud it.
Yay, ethical porn.
Absolutely. Okay. We love giving advice on, well, actually, I wanted to do with a man's breakup tweet that spiraled into kind of a whole gay Twitter meme. So a guy goes by Mo E Hub at Mo E Hub. He said, I caught my partner using the app. That's all he says. The app, dot, dot, dot. My stomach dropped. I don't know what hurts more, the lie or the disappointment. Well, he was really talking about Grindr. He caught his partner using Grindr and blasted it over social media. And many gays actually took it and gave him some feedback, but many used it as a funny meme, like, what app? Some used it as, I caught my partner using the app, the Ellen app, and I
Ugh,
don't know what to do.
I don't know what I wouldn't know what to do either because
Someone
what is even
used
on the Ellen app?
Right. Someone used the Richard Nixon Library Tour app, and I don't know what to do. Someone said the Swift
Oh,
Life. I caught my partner using the app,
betrayal.
and yeah, right. Some use things like the app being Apple Music and not Spotify.
I use Apple Music. What's so
I
wrong with Apple?
Right, and somebody reversed it and said Spotify, not Apple Music. This
Oh,
one made me laugh when I catch my bare husband using my Fitness Pal to lose weight. That's kind of crazy too.
hilarious.
People had a lot of fun with this. I don't know. You have been a little bit amiss in this when you've talked about it.
I thought we were talking about other apps. What are we talking about Grindr for again?
Can you relate to the original
Of
person
course, we had
putting
this whole
this out?
discussion.
And what do you
Yes.
think of the gays having a field day with, what that app really was? Because
I,
if it was like a Celine Dion app or something and I caught
I love
Diego
Celine
using
Dion.
that, it might be over between us.
Really? That much Celine hate in your heart?
I I
She's
feel for
a
her,
national
but
treasure. Do you like my French Canadian accent?
yeah, right. And we don't live in Canada, girl, so she's not our national treasure. But go on.
No, yeah, I've been caught on Grindr. It sucks. So it was the demise of my relationship. And if it had been the Ellen app, then maybe I would still be with him. But it wasn't. And I think this is just as a good way, and it's probably very healing for this person to laugh at all of these things. So I think that that's fantastic. And yeah, a lot of these apps were hilarious, especially the Uber Eats app, because let me tell you, honey, if my boyfriend in the future decides to order Uber Eats and doesn't ask me what I want, oh, it is gonna be World War IV in there because I'm not the one. I need food. I need my food.
Yeah, I was walking out the door the other day and I got a text by the elevator. You didn't kiss me goodbye, and I'm like, and I ran
Mm,
back and kissed him goodbye, and it was,
it's so
I know.
cute.
But I will say that this seems like something from a younger person, and I have heard from people that people just are on the apps. Like I feel in your situation too, if you're just on the app scrolling around, it's kind of a part of the thing. And to be so up in arms, if that's really what happened, to eliminate him just because he was on it seems a little extreme. I don't know. I'm a little bit more in my 50s, just like, we play around once in a while, and it's, I feel like it alleviates a lot of that drama of that kind of stuff.
I hear you.
And yeah, I just think it was a little extreme, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We're here
But if they
now.
were on the Taylor Swift or the Celine Dion, I would have more of a problem than if they were just
Mama, the
looking
Taylor
at men.
Swift
If
one.
they were looking at boys, I'd be like, oh, great. But if they're looking at Celine or Taylor, I might have a huge issue.
Taylor Swift. I mean, she writes a nice song, but don't go on her app, honey. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I think we have time for. Do we have time for one
One
of the
Reddit.
Reddits?
Yeah, we can
You
make it
want to
quick.
pick the one you like the best
Is
and
it the
lead
one I
it?
like the best? Oh, no, and lead it.
Well, I can lead it,
No, I can do it. I can do it.
but just paraphrase it because we don't have that much time.
I know, girl. So you know which one I like the
Tell me
best?
which one you liked, and I can probably paraphrase it and we'll
It
discuss.
was I like that it was just a kiss one because that it
Okay.
completely deals with what we were just talking about too.
So basically, there was a guy writing in to Reddit that basically says he's 33, his boyfriend's 39, and they were drunk on the dance floor. Well, the boyfriend went away to basically shut up, Diego. He's putting Celine Dion tickets on my thread. He basically went to the bathroom, and when he came back, his drunk boyfriend was kissing another boy, but it was like a drunken moment. And his boyfriend said it was just that, and he can't seem to get over it. What do you say to this?
I think he was very in his feelings and questioning whether or not he should be upset by this. And you are entitled to your feelings, sir. All of his friends were saying, "Oh, we're gay men. This is something that happens." That is a complete bullshit, if you ask me. We are adults. We can keep our lips to ourselves. We can keep our penises to ourselves. And if this was not just like with the whole Grindr thing, if this was not something that you discussed and that you said you were okay with, you have now stepped outside of the bounds of what the relationship is. You're entitled to be upset about it. Would I forgive him? Probably, because
I hope
we're
so.
in
I
love.
mean, if you saw your boyfriend drunk and making out with somebody, I'm assuming they were at like some dance party. Are you gonna like hold it against him forever? I
Not
mean,
forever.
it's
At least a month
just.
though.
I would be. I've encouraged Diego kiss him right now, like
And that's
practically directed it because I just want, and I just feel like it just alleviated. No, that opens up a can of worms for other things, but just think people need to lighten up a little bit
I hear
as
you.
gay men. But yeah,
But
this
that's
is
also a part of you and Diego's
yeah,
dynamic. It's within the bounds of your relationship. This was not discussed beforehand. He says it in
yeah.
the Reddit, and that is it's not okay. It's something that he's allowed to be upset about. If the boyfriend would have said, "You know what? I have a habit of kissing people when I'm on the dance floor when I'm drunk. Can you be okay with this?" And the boyfriend, the other guy said yes. Then
Well, the
boom.
problem is that the boyfriend apologized and said I was drunk and it was just a thing. And the other one that wrote in to Reddit can't get over it. And
Yeah.
it's like, at what point are you just going to let it go? Because now he's worried on is because he wrote in there, is he now going to like cheat on me? Is he going to do all this stuff? And it's like, okay, now maybe you need to have a larger discussion, maybe therapy,
Yes.
and
Definitely.
talk about larger issues because if this is going to be a thing, then it's going to be a thing and you're not going to let it go.
You need to address it
And
right now, especially when your feelings are hurt, and so that you can kind of set up guidelines for it, not rules, guidelines to how you want your
yeah,
relationship to go. So,
I'm like,
yeah.
girl, get over it, but whatever.
And I'm like, you're entitled to your feelings, Bookie.
Lastly, it's one of our favorite segments, and we're on this week with straight up gay porn. For those of you watching us live, we put it in our little chat there. It's Thirst Trap Recap. by straight up gay porn. This week, they're asking the question, which of these 14 gay porn stars took the best photo? It's our job on an audio podcast to really vividly describe who and why we picked the one we did. If I will post this on tagspodcast.com, more importantly, I'll post it on our Tags Patreon community. Go to patreon.com/tags podcast and pick the one you like the most. It keeps us going. First off, I love the one that won last week. Dom King, my goodness. Do you see
Mm-hmm.
his picture?
Oh,
He
he's
is
very sexy.
he is somewhere. Is it the south of France? Is it Mykonos? I'm not sure. Is it Ibiza? He has his arms up. He has a nice beard. He has a perfectly built chest with hair, and that dick is saluting the world, as I'd like to call it. And he's just saying, come on, enjoy it. Good pick, everybody. I will say the first one gets my pick. It goes by Alex Dunn, Dunn. And it's not somebody that I would normally pick because he's like in some cabin with some flannel. It's not very summery,
Who is
with some
that? That's like
t-shirt
your speed.
on. I know, but we were going to do a story. We didn't get to it about the balls and how important the ball sack is, and we'll do it
Uh-huh.
on an upcoming show. He has a beautiful ball sack that is just displayed that I just want to lick, and it's very nice and full. And I think the proportion of that and the dick sometimes get overlooked. His is really nicely in proportion,
Mhm.
and I just think he seems casual and fun the way he's just sitting there like that. I just want to look that ball sack, and that's where he gets mine. In fact, I'm going to vote for him right now. Who do you pick and why?
I think it's Craig or Craig. He's very close to the bottom. He's like fourth or fifth from the bottom. And he's just on a couch. He is naked. He's got on a hat. He's got a sleeve tattoo on his left arm. He's laying back with his hard dick in his hand. It's all greased up like he's jacking off. And he's just sitting back with his tongue hanging out, looking cute for the camera. So that's my pick for the week. He's
Yeah,
super
it's all
sexy.
slippery and ready to go. And he looks like a
Woof.
lot of fun, right?
Oh, he looks like I went to his Twitter. That's what I was doing while you were saying yours, and he takes a mean dick, and I would like to meet him. So
It's you're right. He's super sexy. But sometimes you want to have fun with people. He looks like he'd be just fun too. Like
yeah,
you could just
woof.
kind of chill with him and have a laugh and then get into the sexiness of it all. And that means a lot. And a good
Yes, it
pick.
does.
Doug watching us live says Finn August. We have a couple minutes. Let's go to Finn August. Who is Finn and why? Because of course he didn't tell us why he likes him, but and Diego over in the other room, who are you picking? Well, I put that out there. Finn,
I can see Finn. I see
I heard
Trevor, Marcus.
do you see a Finn?
Oh,
And
I do.
who?
He's in the middle. He's like two up, three up from the one that I picked.
Okay, and then Diego called out Colby Chambers, who
Colby Chambers.
like
Oh, he's also super. There's a lot of cute guys on this one. Colby
Colby
Chambers.
looks really ripped and lean and
Yeah,
nice. I like
nice cock.
the hair around his. That actually reminds me of Diego. Just putting that out there. Sorry, Diego, if you're going to say something. It looks like you're
No, that's
hairy.
too much information for me. Colby Chambers is at number one, by the way. So,
Okay, Colby's at
yeah.
number one.
And
James
also,
watching us live says Austin Wilde, and
that's what I was
everybody
just
knows.
about to
And I
say.
mean, I can't. I was just about to say nobody's calling out Austin Wilde,
You
which
know, he is my porn
the
crush.
the
I've
Austin
loved
we
him for
need
a
to
while.
like right now.
I was like, I need to pick
Just saying.
somebody else other than Austin Wilde because he is.
Pick, but
I
pick
love
the
him a long
Austin
time.
that is not in Brooklyn jail right now. Oh my gosh, we could do this all night. We thank your live audience. As always, you can always follow my co-host on Blue Sky and Instagram at Mr. Maurice. Don't forget to download his single "I Don't Want to Fight" wherever you get your music. Follow me on the gram. I am _ Steve V. And in the meantime, continue having hot
Hot
gay
gay
sex. Thanks,
sex.
everyone.